It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
NBA regular season opener for a couple of teams. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy you're here. I'm ecstatic that you're here. And I'm really happy that Kenny and Shaq are here,
I miss you too, Ernie.
Thank you. And coming right up, we'll see this home squad playing against Montreal. Well, for Montreal, the waiting game is over. They've been building team chemistry, refining their strategy. They feel like they have a great game plan in place to nab a victory in Game 1. And tonight, we'll get to see it all unfold. Here we are, opening night. Every club can have high aspirations. But Kenny, what's the key to growing throughout the year?
Oh, when you said club, I was thinking nightclub. Oh, what are you talking about?
Of course, you always.
But, you know, you got to be willing to adjust. Honestly, be willing to adjust. Don't stick with the same plan just because you might think it worked. If it's not working, it's going to show you it's not working. You know, it's a long road, so you can never get too high or get too low. And remember, just have fun along the way.
Kind of like we do here.
Yes.
Isn't this a blast?
Yes, it is.
Oh, do we have fun?
We do.
What's the most fun about this job for us?
Just looking at you every day.
Oh, man. You know, I feel the same way about Kenny. Do you feel that way looking at him?
When I look this way, it's just fun. Oh, there, but that's fun too.
We do have a good time. We were having a good time.
Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. We'll see Montreal and the home team. Tonight, we'll be seeing a couple of the league's better defensives. What are some of the keys to winning a defensive kind of battle, Doris?
Well, because you know that possessions are going to be fewer than in a typical game, where the pace is going to be slower, then the turnover number becomes all that much more important. Because in a game where pace is not at issue, you can't afford 15, 20 turnovers. It's about valuing the basketball. It's about executing to the greatest degree possible. And sometimes, Kevin, that means going deep into your offensive set. The ball should change sides of the floor, and you should look for a matchup that's favorable. And when you do, that's when you strike.
Here are the starters for Montreal. And it's Jamison in at the one. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Reed. Not gonna go that time. And it's Montreal the other way. Pass to Jamison. We're about 1 minute into the first. From past the arc. That shot off.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Shays with the rebound. Down low. Lane. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
And that's not the type of defense you want to play, right? You've got to make it more difficult than that. Layups are too easy.
First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Can't hit the free throw line jump. For Montreal, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Outside, Jamison. Pass to Sharp. Pocket 6. Three-pointer. The offensive rebound. Shays can't hit.
Boy, a kickout's probably a better option when the defense is swarming around like that.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Two shots.
And he can't get the first one. And he sinks the second. Now Jamison. All right, now let's find out what head coach Nick Nurse had to say to David Aldridge. David.
Well, Kevin, I talked to him about the shot blockers they face in this matchup. He said if we can play a little more up-tempo and score before their bigs can recover and get set, that'll help. Also, putting them on the move in half-court sets, whether ball screens or screen and roll, can help as well. We'll see if his team executes his game plan, Kevin.
David thinks sounds like he's prepped his guys on how to handle this opposing defense.
And no surprise there, because they're facing a team that can win games with its defense. They are an aggressive bunch from the start.
No, it's so true, Greg, because make a mistake, and this team will capitalize. They need to keep a tight handle on the basketball and limit their turnovers.
Earhart, Jamison covering, just 5 on the clock. Here's Earhart.
0 for 4, they can't buy a bucket.
Bank shot, no good. To the middle. And Jones pulls it down.
He does the hard part, gets through the defense all the way to the rim. I thought the finish would be the easy part.
Earhart, Jamison covering, and it's in there.
Not an easy finish right there, but a beautiful move to give himself just enough space to get in close and knock it down.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. And the pass to Lane. Here's Sharp. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
A guy who converts well at the rim, you like to see the aggression there.
Really doesn't get any easier than that. The defense didn't look too interested in stopping him.
Here's Earhart, and they pick up 2. 5 points in the game.
And you're going to take as many of those high percentage shots as you can get.
Jamison the pass to Sharp. Over Reed. Off target with the free throw line, Jay.
Well, can't find the target, but good work to get into open space inside the arc.
Montreal leading by 4. Outside, Jamison. Pass to Lane. Here's Sharp. Can't connect from long distance.
And a really smart defender there. He just reads the play, wastes no time trying to blow it up.
Almost like he was anticipating the play call, right? You love the hustle.
Out to the right wing. Outside, Jamison. Hit them clean. Earhart, Jamison covering. Goes up with a stripe. It's rebounded by Montreal.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
To the paint, here's Lane, and he slams it one-handed.
Ooh, that's as as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
You know, and I'm not seeing any urgency out of this defense, especially considering the deficit in the score.
Opening night of the regular season, blue sky for every team, Doris. Optimism is high. Players thinking about all the possibilities ahead.
No doubt. It's a time of tremendous optimism for both the teams and the fans of these teams. And the culmination of the work you put into the offseason, who's improved their skill level, who's added a dimension to their offensive game. We're all salivating for the start of this year.
Can't wait. Let's take this chance to see which of last season's teams had the most second chance points in the league.
This was a team that was really savvy when it came to getting position under the boards and then getting those offensive putbacks.
In the early going here, pretty dreadful, 22%. On the clock. Goes up to the stripe. No good that time. Montreal leading by 6. .144 left to play in the first. And Jones pulls it down.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Well, that's just stellar interior defense. You can't ask for anything more than that.
Kicks to Young. Takes a 3. No good on that one. And it's Montreal the other way.
And they were unbeaten against this club last season. Not surprising considering where they both finished in the standings.
Well, they're more talented, more accomplished at this point, but you can't rely on that and start taking plays off. You could get surprised.
Here's Young after the basket by Montreal. It's stolen. Now Montreal moving it up. Nice shot by Jamison. And now it's a 10-point Montreal lead.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Here's Rojo. Misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Washington defended by Young. Here's Washington, and all around the rim that time before dropping in. And Montreal leads by 12.
To talk to his guys. The interior defense has been horrific.
Absolutely no rim protection whatsoever. At this point, the other team is walking all over them on the inside.
Montreal making a change here. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. And here's Young. No points in the game yet for him. Shot clock at 6. No good. He's off to a slow start. 1 for 4 so far.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
And around 24%. Not a good showing here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Over to the wing. Here's Taft, and he's good on the 3-ball.
Well, he's got wonderful touch from deep, right? And with his size, the defender has a hard time even bothering him on the perimeter.
Pass to Sharp, jacks up a 3. That's a bucket. His third of the game. He shot the ball 7 times.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Well, I love how personal this thing is getting. If you drain a 3 on me, anything you can do, I can do better.
Now, here is Young. Here's Taft. Trying to...
favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Well, for Montreal, Kenny, some perspective, please.
What a true demonstration of dominance. They made a commitment to owning the glass, and they made good on it. Blocking out, competing hard in traffic, that's the way you should play on both ends of the court.
And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the home team.
Well, first of all, as cold as they've been from the floor, I can't say I'm surprised by the score. You cannot shoot the ball that poorly and expect to be in the game, Ernie. They need better ball movement. If their offense stays this stagnant, they can forget about a comeback.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. Go to Kevin Harlan.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And they call an illegal screen here.
That screen, and that's a tough one. But on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
And that's true. The officials used to be pretty lenient on those, but not anymore.
Well, Montreal's shooting has been just great so far, up at 56%. And for Montreal, and it's Lane in at the center. They get a hand on it. Here's the break. An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Sharp. Here's Shays. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Montreal shooting their fifth and sixth free throws of the game.
And it's been an issue for them as it was last year. Only 72% from the line.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And that one misses. And he's good on the second. Here's Erhan, and he uses the glass on the way. He's got 9.
Getting the half off to a good start here already with some penetration.
I got to believe that's something they talked about during the break, getting him some good looks in the paint right away.
Here's Sharp. Can't hit that one.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
Pass to Ruiz. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Out of bounds, Montreal takes possession. And now it's a look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best fast break teams from a season ago.
Do they love to run? I mean, nobody did it better. They would get out in the lanes and push the ball even after makes.
Outside, Jamison. Floats one, knocks it loose.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Shoots. It's not going to go for him. And it's Montreal the other way. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for him. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Passes it to Sharp. They get it back. Some nice passing by Montreal here. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And that misses badly. Air ball.
Well, in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Got a hand on it. Puts it up from 15. That shot misses.
He's obviously still trying to find the range. No success this quarter. You wonder what it would take to get him to pass the ball.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Here's Jamison. He has 6. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Indoors last summer, we saw the inaugural season of the NBA 2K League. Over half the league's franchises fielding teams. And it looks to be the start of something very special and very unique.
No doubt, Kevin. And the NBA has always been an organization at the forefront of embracing technology. And the reality is there is a huge market for this. The younger generation gets just as excited with how their virtual home team is doing in the standings. Big things on the horizon for the NBA 2K League, and you better not square up against me, Kev. You got
And the second free throw, good. Here's Young. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And timeout called by Nick Nurse.
You know, I think one thing Coach will address in this timeout right now is you're missing a lot of shots. Why not become more of a facilitator out there?
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Ruiz the pass to Young. Shot clock at 5. From beyond the arc. Connects from three-point range. 9 points in the game so far.
Well, there is clearly a size mismatch, and from the mid-range, there's no way that shot's going to be blocked.
And he finishes nicely on the layup.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
And to me, that's all about the body control, right, Greg? I mean, he does such a stellar job sizing up his man and drains it despite having the size on him.
Here's Sharp.
To get up on that shot.
Boy, you can't ask for better defense, Greg. Excellent work getting right into the grill of the shooter.
Pass to Washington. A three-pointer is right on target. And Montreal leads by 21.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Right side, Jones. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And And, you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
Montreal leading by 18. There's 42 seconds left to play in the third. Shays the pass to Jameson. And the three off target.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously cold right now, but he's trying to find that rhythm. You've got to keep working.
Now here's Jameson. 6 points for him. There's 14 seconds left in the third quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Washington. Nailed from three-point land. 15 points in the game. Here's Erhan. Off target. And so it's Montreal with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate. And how about the setup this was?
Boy, GA, how about the secondary playmaking you are getting? Great to have that from the shooting guard spot.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Montreal leading by 21. Outside, Jameson. And he gets the bucket.
Still attack.
Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And the league last season, Doris, looking to tighten up on the traveling calls. I think that's a move in a positive direction, and it's had a good effect.
Well, Kevin, I'm sure you agree with this. We want to see if there's a traveling violation, it should be called.
Yes.
We have given the offensive players enough advantages, and by that I mean we've made it less physical on the perimeter. You know, we've allowed for freedom of movement, and so I think anytime you learn from a kid, listen, if you pick up that pivot foot, it's a travel. In the past, I thought a lot were missed. What's your take on it, Kev?
I like what you said, and even more for the younger kids who are learning the game, they got to play the right way. It's got to be called.
That's right.
Jameson hits them both. Around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. On the court right now for Montreal. And it's Shays in at the four-man position. 6 to shoot. Here's Erhan. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Wow, he got whacked on that, which shouldn't be much debate there.
The first one falls. Doris, you think of all the highlight reel plays we get to see up close. We're so lucky. We feel the same way every time we sit courtside and watch one of these games. One of the most enjoyable parts about it, seeing the reactions of the guys on the bench.
They're just losing it, Kevin. They're falling down and they're bumping into each other, and then seeing the opposing bench trying to keep that poker face. They know they're not supposed to react, but sometimes the play is just so good you can't help it.
We get out of our seats, don't we? I mean, just like the players do. We get out of our seats.
Oh, no doubt. I'll stand up, wave my hands in the air. Are you kidding?
Now here's Jamison. 5 to shoot. Here's Lane. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
So I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. He doesn't get the second one. No one near him. Yep, that one goes. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. Jamison drives in, pass to Shea.
gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
He misses the free throw. And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. Look at the state of the game. International leagues getting better and better, Doris. There's no doubt about it. We see it at Olympic times and during FIBA play in between. We see a lot of NBA players who have spent time abroad. I think they come back better.
I don't think there's any doubt about that, Kevin. I think wherever you can hone your craft and do it in a competitive environment where winning and losing is at stake on a nightly basis, it has so many opportunities for learning and growth. So, okay, I can't turn it over 5 times in a competitive environment, regardless of what league I'm playing in, because that's to the detriment of my team. If I'm lazy on the defensive end, I'm going to get exposed by good offensive players. To me, Kev, I love any time there's competitive basketball being played. I want to watch it.
Love that answer.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Montreal.
You know, their big advantage was points in the paint.
And they found a way to pound the ball inside. And that was working all game long.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
Boy, great job protecting the rim and turning an easy layup into a missed opportunity.
41 seconds left in the fourth quarter.